G'day punters, welcome to the mailbag, previewing our big meeting at headquarters on Flemington on the 10th of August. Josh, Catholic,
G'day.
how are you, my man?
Alright, bit rusty still, but getting through it, battling through the
A
storm.
little bit pasty considering you've been travelling around Europe for a fair while.
No, you should see the legs. Legs are we're up aim for the 10.
I've seen those legs, there's no way any sun's getting through that hair. Mosquitoes would commit suicide when they look at those things. Welcome to the mailbag, powered by Punting Form, betting with Betfair and hydrated by Goat Lager. Marinated with the beautiful waters of the Yarra River. Flemington rails out 10 metres.
Yep. Soft to soft.
There was 48 million millimetres on Melbourne Cup Day and it was a soft 6 bowling on the day.
Yeah, very good irrigation.
It was a good 4
So
apparently at Cranbourne on Wednesday.
But I think they're expecting showers throughout Saturday, so I think we'll stay soft range.
It's very, very difficult for us sitting here now to give you an accurate prediction on the track. There could well be a pattern on Saturday with the rail at 10.
Yeah.
I will adjust for the mounting our male punters and myself and you as the day unfolds, which is I think the best way to attack this. If you really like a horse, bet. We're going to preview the meeting for you guys, going off the track being fair. We're going to do one viewer question off the bat from Matthew. How do you get back into the form or punt after a bad run? Josh.
So I'd go about just making sure you got your bankroll management right. So I always sort of take a rule of thumb is to bet 4% of what your bank is. If you're going on a bad run, your bank should be lowering. So make a hypothetical bank even if you don't want to make it that intense, but try and keep track of it. That's the best way to make a profit going forward. And then make sure you lower it going when you're on a losing streak. So it's going relative. So you're betting 4% to win on each bet. So you could be betting to win 100 one day, but you're betting to win 80 after you've lost.
And you're injecting a little bit when you're on a run, Finlay style.
And
You've
then,
read the book.
And then you go up. So was that Finlay? Harry Finlay?
Your mate.
Yeah. No, but I would probably not suggest
high
his
levels
staging.
of sickness.
Yeah, he's got high levels of sickness.
Yep.
But he's still got that approach though. He does have that sort of grading of bets. It's always good to grade your bets as well, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, even simple stuff like that, or 3, 2, 1, whatever you want, and say if it's a good bet, bad bet. Just sort of analysing and quantifying what is a good bet and what isn't. Record stuff, what you're doing. Record exactly why you're backing certain horses, and just sort of test out why things could be going wrong. See if you can get some hands on your data if you're more into that. Test things going back, but just bankroll management is key on a losing run.
I think recording of everything you do, and even you hypothetically think about doing, and accurately recording everything so you can get it analysed. I don't analyse them myself.
Yeah.
But they get analysed for me, and then you can identify, like, you might have about 3 weeks, but you beat SP.
Yeah.
Or the movers through May, or maybe April, we smashed SP, but we got hammered.
Yeah, it's a good tell as well. That usually,
but
if you're beating SP, like generally speaking,
you're doing a lot right.
You're doing a lot right.
Yeah, I'll bet to win a certain amount every time, and I will tinker those bets if there's a chink in that bet. Say it's like I don't love the map, or I don't love the jockey, or I really love the jockey and I really love the map. I might bet more, like Influential Jack.
Well, probably like today's influences of the track, where you sent out a couple of bets and it was a heavy leaders bias. I thought, watching some of the races at Warrnambool.
Yeah, so you want to be getting looked after. You just want to take a horse that needs. To do something against the pattern of the day.
Yeah.
But I just think keep records and keep a process. So as unfit as I am, I treat myself almost like, I think of myself as like a professional, like a sports person kind of. Got a routine to each day. I try and go for a light walk, jog, little canter before I go to the races.
Yeah.
Same process all the time. Get home, I debrief, put all the stuff into another computer, so all the data's there, I can record it. So it's not just all in my head, what's happening, it's all recorded, and I can gain confidence from the results, yeah?
Yep.
Righto, that's enough of that. Let's go into it. Race number 1 is a numbers fest. Suppressor was meant to be going to the breeding barn, now gets D-Lane on. Zara off. It's $2.60. Not a single cent's $3. Longer the rest. I don't want to talk about the race. Do you?
I just thought to mention the betting move on Not a Single Cent. It opened up around, I think it was 4.4. Been backed into $3 still on offer at Bet We Don't Let You On for $3.65. And it's as short as $2.50 somewhere at some places. But interesting betting move.
Are you tipping it?
Maybe because of Linda Meach. I couldn't find it. I don't know if people are backing it because of the last start, strong closing.
The majority of these horses are going to get a complete different race shape to what they faced last time. It's a complete guess.
However, I do think the pace might be on with Sasko and Hush Ride out the front. I did find a bit of an edge for Sasko, but I'm also concerned that...
it was blessed last start and got dropped.
Yeah, but it does get a 3.5 kilo weight swing, which is only valid for these staying races, I feel, against Suppressor.
Interesting.
However, if Not a Single Cent is the one to beat...
So weight is a relevant factor for you in a longer distance race?
Definitely.
Okay. That's an interesting way to do that. Race number 2, punters, is 400 metres, benchmark 70, airborne, $3.80, Mousy, $4.20, Conqueror, $6, Samson, who beat Influential Jack when it was blessed. Influential Jack came out and won pretty well on Wednesday at Cranbourne. Igniting, who was very good against Palmy at Caulfield, is $11, and Vegas Night, $11. Longer the rest. Noble Flight, who was in the finish in that same race, is in this market at $19. Josh, have you found an angle here to bet into?
Well, Conqueror and Vegas Night will both lead, and also Echo Lad might push forward. So I might have a bit of a speed battle here. I don't think they're going to have as cushy runs as Conqueror and Vegas Night did. I did find some edge. Saying that, I did find some edge in Vegas Night. However, I don't want to back it with that concern over the sort of the speed battle up front. I think the one to be watching if the pace is on is definitely Airborne.
Where do you think it's going to land? I think it's going to go back.
It's going to get like a 3 wide sort of cover type situation, I reckon. Mellon's pretty well known for trying to get that and get a suck run. Could get the back of like Sansom or Igniting. And I think there'll be a lot of speed on, so it could just have to lob over the top. It's an exciting race, I think. It's not just... Feels like almost an open handicap for 3-year-olds, the way I'm looking at it.
It's a fascinating race with multiple angles. The jockey switch for Igniting is exciting. If M. Walker was on from 12, I'd anticipate this horse will be dead last.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything could happen now with John Allen on.
Yeah.
There's good speed in the race. Samson, Antagonizer, Vegas Night, Echo Lad. I think Noble Flight will get a really good run from 1, which it didn't get last start. It had no favours and was strong. Oliver on. Tick, tick, tick. I think Mousy comes from the right races, is on the up.
Yeah.
Airborne's probably going to be the best horse from the race, but this map's awful and it's only its second start. 1 from 1. I don't want to bet, but I'll be really keen to try and find a bet from the yard because I can make a case for a few of them here and I think we're going to get good odds. I'm happy to sort of cautiously be against Airborne off the map and that there's a lot of quality here. If it's too negative, there'll be one of the horses in the first 6 that'll really give a good show.
Yeah, and it'll give a good...
First 6 in run.
It's really hard to weigh up some of those, the maiden wins of Conqueror and Vegas Night on the synthetic. Obviously, there's like an on-pace dominance in synthetic racing, and they were just sort of lead rail, and they had it cushy. So, and it's hard to say off the times. The times were nice, but this sort of a race will test them. But one of them could kick away, I feel.
Right, race 3, briefly, the market looks like this. Jumbo Ozaki backed $2.70, talented $3.70. I'm telling you, $10. Calzini, D. Oliver, 9s. Blood Oath, El Curry, 12s. Confluence, D. Lane, 15s. And Rubon Blue, $19. Messy speed map, Josh, you got one? Or I'll give one here. Esposito Gold, Lavolt, Heaven Ward, Waltonia, Confluence, sort of first line. I might need those glasses. Zabiria, Star Ruse, Blood Oath. I think Jumbo Ozaki will sort of be there or thereabouts. Calzini next. The rest sort of further back. What do we do with Jumbo Ozaki here? It's a sprue course on the day.
It's probably going to
Could be a group horse, but it's priced like it is a group horse.
Yeah. And it's going to probably get a nice sort of trail suck run into it, possibly.
You would know pretty well how I hate these horses as a rule because they're so well found. That it's priced on its ability, not on what it's done. But I can't. I tried to find a way around it, and I can't. I think it.
No.
I don't want to be against it. I don't want to lay it. I don't want to back it. So therefore, I'm likely to get involved in the race.
I thought Talented was consistently. I found it like a length or two better than Jumbo Osaki, sort of to win this race off its previous runs. But the only problem is the map, which you probably deduct probably a length or two sitting back compared to Jumbo Osaki, probably on pace, getting a nice...
And drawn 10 can go whatever part of the track it wants.
Yeah. But if you're getting like a crazy price on Talented, then yeah, if it drifts to 5s or something, I'd probably have a bet. But this is a thin race, I thought, and another one of Lambing's also a bit interesting, but can't really find much of an edge here.
Race 4 is a 400 metre race, Tahiti. And shout out to all the Tasmanians who bagged me on Twitter because it hadn't won in 2 years. $3 with Tab. Jungle Edge, Employ, $4. Romancer, $6. Kimono, $6.50. Vinland, $8. Jumped out pretty well. Federal, 21s. Longer the rest. Super Titus, interesting runner, $21. Can Tahiti and Tio back it up here, Joshua?
I would be on Tahiti against Jungle Edge, even though I know it's a wet track and everything, but Jungle Edge 1400. It's run it once. No, it's run it 7 times and won once. I just think like it just like needs the finish line in a lot of these races lately. Like it's got, obviously we know it's got little to no turn of foot.
Romancer was off the fucking map. It was the biggest bet. I know you were sunning yourself, going God knows what on your yacht over there in Croatia.
Yeah. I
was at Caulfield. It was cold and it was dark. And Romancer hemorrhaged.
Yeah.
Sat 3 wide. No, it didn't sat 3 wide. Got a lovely run. Thought surely, drop like shot. Tahiti steamrolled it.
Yeah.
This is a different race though. We've got a 1200 metre specialist that's a severe on-pace horse that's going to attack Tahiti.
Yeah.
Now, does that suit? Is it well cooled, I thought? It's going to make Tio go at a genuine tempo again on Tahiti, which will suit it.
Yeah.
If they slowed, I'd want to be on something else.
Well, see, yeah, I thought there might be a bit of a speed battle, and this sort of just sits in. Romancer will sit in behind him, could push even further forward. And its last win was Lockie King on 1400 Flemington.
It's
in
the
same grade.
It's the SP profile better than the race, isn't it?
Yeah. However, when it did win it in these conditions, it was 26-1.
But off its last start, first Tahiti's value.
Yeah, definitely. Just the SP profile, like you said.
Awful race though. I'm not that interested. You?
It's bizarre that I found. I just might be playing it each way. I don't think I can. I can't even entertain a bet on the win. Probably the place it's drifting as well in the market, which is Federal. Hasn't won in March 16.
Look at you, a couple of weeks over in Europe, and you're already on the.
If the pace is on, these could all fall in a heap. However, I did the form thinking it was going to be a dry track. Is not going to be a dry track, but it has some alright soft form, and it did savage the line. Flemington 1400 against Blazikowski.
Blazikowski.
So I think the 8-year-old Dwayne Dunn gives a little bit more of a positive ride and could just lob over the top. However, at 16 back to 1400 sort of toughens horses up sometimes.
Race 5, 2,000 metres, benchmark 78, Twilight Run drops in grade, $3.40, De Beer $7, Charosa $8, Here to the Throne $8.50, Royal Order $9, Gazara 14s, Credence for 15s, and Longer the Rest. Did you want to bet here?
Well, Twilight Run did open 4.2. 4.2, and I just knew that was the wrong price when I saw it. I just marked it like 3. Could probably even have it shorter. Johnny Allen goes on. It was a complete ignore last week, and the only thing that's stopping it, if there's a bias on the day, sort of a thing. and he gets back. But I think it could be. Do you reckon he'll sit midfield? Or
I thought it could
just
land
off pace?
just worse than midfield.
Yeah.
Tempo and pattern, the only thing that can stop it. I've done some research in this race. I have bet here. This is the only bet I've had on the card thus far. Twilight Run backs up, drops in grade off a $3 SP. He was given a sleepy ride and then asked to make a 900-metre run in the worst part of the Moonee Valley track last week. He now gets John Allen. He went up to 420. It was the wrong price. I think he'll start 260, 270. They'll find it. If they found it last week when it wasn't going to be suited, it will be again, you'd think. It's a big bet for me. I think Here to the Throne, who was vetted before it jumped last start at Randwick or Moonee Valley, so it's total forgive. The start prior was really strong at Caulfield, which is the same race that Ibilby comes from last week.
Yeah.
There's winners out of the Sydney race too. It maps perfectly here, and Mellon goes on. I'll be not losing on it.
Yeah.
Rebellious Lord, I think, is big odds. It was really brave and strong last start. Paraded really strongly. Really good parade at Caulfield. So I've got a really good read on that horse. And if it's the same sort of condition, we'll be definitely not losing on it. Serenade the Stars has a small case. Royal Order closed better than it looked to the clock. And now gets Damien Oliver on.
Yeah, I thought that was the...
And Chelka's interesting. Lord Belvedere form, which is a bit untapped.
Yep.
Gets blinkers on and a really nice map. So the horses I've mentioned are the horses I think can win. Anything outside that I'm not interested in, but I think Twilight Run's a really nice bet on this card. Race 6 punters is over. 1,000 metres down the straight, benchmark 90, assertive approach into $2.10, Wagner $6.50, the inevitable $8, Embrace Me $10, D. Oliver, Prezado El Meech after old Roscoe Soddy found it in run. He declared it at about the 800, big sot. It's a $14 chance here, longer the rest. Queen Annabelle's $14 after a last start win, and Tony Nacona's in there too for Luke Nolan, coming off her average performance in Sydney. Are you betting?
Assertive approach, I can't take the price. I just think it's crazy. So I'll be betting, I wouldn't be laying it, but I'll be betting around it if I can find some value. Really wish they put on, just not an apprentice maybe, on Miss Norway. Reading, I feel like sometimes apprentices can get lost sort of down the straight, especially Flemington, especially on back markers as well, if they're up on the speed.
Yeah, especially when Dwayne Dunn,
to-
Damien Lane, Damien Oliver, Linda Meech.
Yeah, it's a strong jockey out here.
Bradley Willer.
There's a lot of experience out there. And then some of the actual other apprentices, have some experience.
It's like getting close to finals, like footy. All the good footballers start actually turn up to training because they want a game.
Yeah. Thought the
level's risen.
I haven't seen the jockey assignment by Brunt before, of Poi, on the Inevitable, which won down the straight. I got that wrong. Not down the straight.
Empire's going really well.
It won the CS Hayes at Flemington against Age of Chivalry,
which is a good form reference
nice
for this
form reference.
sense. But
However,
1,000 metre horses, 1,000 metre
yeah.
races, Josh.
Correct. And
We always talk about that.
I feel like Prezado was one and done.
How dare you?
Queen Annabelle.
Is there a stable going better than Elton and the great man Zara? God, he's funny. You should have heard him over the fence at Cramp and you would have pissed yourself.
He's a funny man. If anyone's out there, he's a very nice guy as well.
I'm not sure who the guy was that just took the job at racing.com, but I'd have him on once a week.
Yeah, he'd be good.
Sundays with Simon,
chats.
Tuesdays with Terry, outstanding TV. I love TV. I love him. The great man.
And then Sundays
with Simo.
Sundays with Simo.
Trouble is, I think if I look at him, he'd be cooked. You'd have to film it at like 3 p.m. He comes right. Anyway, are we betting? Sorry?
Miss Norway each way for me. I think he can bounce back. I'll trust in Liam Reedon, especially if it parades well. Sads is he still flying?
Sads is always flying.
Yeah, I heard it was his 65th or something birthday the other week. I hope Sads watches the show.
He doesn't watch the show.
Yeah, it's a shame. We'll give him a
Well,
wink.
you might. He's changing. He doesn't scratch him all the time now.
Listening.
Anyway.
Anything for you?
I thought assertive approach would be very hard to beat.
Yeah. But you can't take the price?
Not yet, not until I see it parade. It's not going to get much shorter, is it?
No.
It's probably well and truly rock bottom. But if it drifted out $2.40, I wouldn't care.
No.
Because that's just the bubble getting back to level. Chippies out there. Hello, boys.
Bubble.
Race 7, 400 metres, benchmark 84. My pendant gets D. Oliver and has come up $2. Shakora keeps Fred. $5.50. Voyella finally gets to Flemington. Drawn 2, Chris Waller. Maybe we see some intent. The tripods on though. M. Walker, probably not. $7. Special Diva, Zach Spain, $9.50. Angelic Spirit, L. Meach, $15. Longer the rest. Is my pendant a complete and utter moral here?
I cannot get it close to the price. Got it about $2.70.
I held such high hopes, which is an unfortunate way that the current racing and wagering landscape is in Victoria, where they go up almost the same percentage as they'll be till about 10 minutes before the race on a Wednesday afternoon, whilst you're trying to bet on their other product, which is midweek racing.
Yeah.
And I had all the notifications coming through, and I just was praying to God, Allah, Buddha, Zeus, Harry Potter, and Bilbo fucking Baggins that they went up 455, this horse. No. And I would have just trucked over it.
Yeah,
I think it's very, very short. The only knock here is it's drawn 6, and there's a lot of muddling speed around it. It could land 1-1.
But the thing is,
and then it's chippies in.
Yeah.
Or it could sort of just an ollie, I'm on the best horse. Behave yourself, and I'll get you to the outside when I'm ready.
Last week, Queen Annabelle. Do you need any more example A than that?
Damien, you dirty. He's a freak.
It's something to do with the last race at the Valley too.
He's just got.
I remember that time. Remember that thing of Clinton McDonald's that was on in the last.
We're back to the 51s.
Oh no, there was that as well. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, he took. We're back to horse. First up 51s. Started like 31s. Yeah. Last race of a night meeting. And he took the horse into ground that hadn't been raced on basically the whole night. He found it like he'd kept a little lane up his sleeve. He said, I'm just saving this for the laugh.
Because everyone watches
fucking motorhome.
Yeah, and he's been known to do a few of those just before he goes home.
Oh, he's an outstanding rider. Anyway, what's going to beat my pendant here? Shakora was blessed last start. Yeah. Found the coffin, but... Like Moses, the seas parted.
The seas just parted.
Fred, here you go.
Watching that replay.
Fred now drawn 9. Fucking no deal.
No deal.
Angelic Spirit will be blessed, and so will Special Diva. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them looks the winner, 200 to go.
Yeah, I thought Angelic Spirit for me was a bet each way. With Linda riding the way she is, hope she's all good after her fall today in Warrnambool. But yeah, I thought that was the horse that seriously, and if there's any sort of on-pace bias, this thing likes to roll along at a pretty heavy speed, and it could just tire these out.
Look, we're not a tipping joint, we're an accountable betting service, right? But we're just talking about the races here. If I was giving out my numbers, I'd have Voella in there, Special Diva, and probably Angelic Spirit, but I think my pendant will be winning.
Yep.
If it parades well, and it's a horse that doesn't hold a lot of condition, so it's going to be close to fit already. It was last start down straight, where it was second to Sylvia's mother. Jeez, didn't I think fucking motor. Race 8 punters over the 1200 metres down the straight. Caesar $4.40, Milwaukee $7, Iconoclasm B Preble, he's back $7.50, Malibu Style D Lane. Pete won't be betting because he only lost when Chris Parnham comes over to ride him, even though D Lane's got 14 lengths on him. $8, Antar Dean Yendall $9. Won't say that horse. Longer the rest.
Oh, interesting. I've just seen that Material Man's gone to big Pat Carey. Because I was wondering why Reese McLeod was riding it. But interesting that they've brought a class across here, bar plates front first time.
Well, Lucy Warwick off.
Yeah, well, I just don't think.
Queen of the Snick she was last spring.
Yeah, she was slaughtering that thing. I just thought here, Caesar is the quality horse.
SP profile.
2 starts back at Ramwick, very good on a heavy 8.
Tripod off. Dwayne on.
Could be better.
Drawn 14.
But I just feel like a lot of these horses that, like Iconoclasm, I diss this every time. It's sort of, it's been freshened over a short distance. I really think it's like a miler, but
Chop King, the mailbag's #1 ever jockey, and will always be. rates it as the best horse he sat on in a race.
That's pretty incredible. But yeah, I'd not be completely I know it can win because it did 1200 metres first up, sort of that previous prep. Uhud, just too much of a nonny for my liking.
I think it's called Uhud.
Uhud. It's too short, but I really like sort of Milwaukee gets Ollie on.
Yeah, so do I, but $7 can get fucked.
Yeah, I can never find this horse, but I sort of like...
I think Caesar's about the right price to find out. However, if they dare throw some double figure numbers at me about Malibu Style and it parades...
Yes.
This is a horse... If I save my money and spend it properly on shit, I'd have a thing that was because of Malibu Style. I've won that much money on. It's one of my best horses. Because it has two types of parades. And one indicates the horse is feeling good and going to run well. The other indicates the horse is shitty and doesn't want to be there. And it often runs like shit.
Yeah.
It can win this race.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I reckon you're going to end up getting 11 12s. It'll parade okay. Bang, bet.
You got Frosty on.
Antar could win. A lot of these horses can win.
There's a heavy betting move as well for Antar in the early pricing, I think. They did open up 18s. It's now $9. So
I think Antar's a bit of a sneaky to be a horse to follow the next sort of month or two.
I just remember that win at Bendigo.
Big figures.
When they got it right, it's
huge figures though.
Impressive horse the way it kicked away at Bendigo.
Yeah. Malibu Style, Antar. Fascinated by the drop back and trip of number 8, which don't want to say its name. I sound like an idiot. And I thought Holy Blade was a good roughie here. John McNeil.
Wait, what was the Holy thing that ran today?
Why would you talk about that?
I thought it was the same horse.
Fucking you got on it, it stopped it. Movers are fucking airborne. We're flapping around. Little catalytic car got on me back. Started $1.90, you stopped it. We took $2.60.
I've just looked up. I've completely cooked it now because I've looked at Holy Blade. I thought it was. Looks like the dam's out of amphitrite. Isn't that thing like a 3-year-old?
Oh, yes. Oh, jeez. Dirty girl. Right. Race 9, 1,720 metres. Dr. Drill, $3.10. Ballet Master, $6.50. Master Shahood, $8.50. Law Me In, $8.50. Satori, $10. Humboldt Current, slight backing, $11. Longer the rest. I thought the speed... Do you want me to do the speed here?
Yeah.
I haven't given many speed maps out, so I'll give one here. Cool Cash, Satori, Dr. Drill, roll forward. Satori does whatever it fucking wants from barrier 5. Kingway's there or thereabouts from 3. Exemplar, I think, will be positive from 6. Kentucky Breeze and Hunamosa, both blessed last start, won't be here. They need to make big decisions. They've got enough speed to roll forward, but they probably won't.
No.
Ballet Master, the Gadding Ball, and Lomi In, I think, will land sort of midfield, just worse than midfield on the fence. Just need luck. Humboldt from 11 will be snicked by M. Walker. Royal Ace, Master Sahood, and Street Chic back there. Now, punters. Dr. Drill looks very well placed, but he gets glue on shoes.
That is scary.
Got to pen it.
First time as well.
Humboldt Current put the writing on the wall last start at Caulfield. Said, back me next start. But it's drawn barrier 10, barrier 11. The ride will lack intent, and it'll probably put the writing on the wall again.
And I reckon they'll put it up to 2,000 when it's ready.
Yeah,
well.
I'm happy.
I
found it, but happy to risk it here. Law Me In was scratched from Caulfield 2 back, the same race. Now goes 14 to 17.20 off a 35-day break. Drawn 1 will need luck, but gets a soft run. If it gets the luck, be very hard to stop. Satori, I thought, was held for too long at Caulfield. You probably missed it. I thought it probably should have won. If they went earlier, it wouldn't have got caught. The 1700's a bit of a query, but it's only slightly up in trip. Jai gets on. The map looks incredibly soft. I think it's a really good bet each way.
Yeah, I thought it sort of...
Whatever the track's doing. If the rail's off, it's drawn 5, so it'll be 1-1 and get off.
Didn't you think it was a bit shit through the line last start, Satori?
No.
Like faded?
No, it faded at 300, I thought. And it was good, really strong through the line. I don't think the stable or the jockey believed it 100%. They were like 98% to get to the 1600.
Yeah.
So the instructions were to protect it.
Yeah.
Which costed the race, as Ollie and the other horses every horse in the finish outside of it was on the 3 wide line building momentum.
Yeah.
While they were just sitting with
Yeah.
a little bit more intent. Bang. And it was, I think, out of that race, I don't want to say because I'm not sure.
Sure.
Anyway, pretty keen Satori.
I just can't believe Dr. Drill. Like, it just goes around these short, like, it's one, but I just can't, I can never find it that short in the market. And especially from 13.
Glue on shoes.
And yeah, glue on shoes, which never really goes well historically. Interesting to see what they do with Exemplar when they ride this, if it's ridden quiet or ridden with intent. But the one for me was definitely, I think I'll still be entertaining an each way bet on Humboldt Current. Just hope there's some pace injected in the race. Rock bottom odds, Ballet Master, I thought that it needs to find lengths on its last
I
win.
could have gone deeper into it. I think Ballet Master, Satori, they're all sort of about the par. They SP'd about the same too, last start. Now we get the better odds about Satori, and it still gets a blessed map.
Yeah.
I think Ballet Master is going to need a peach. It might well get it.
Yep.
You know, but it needs a really good ride. Whereas Satori just needs to jump.
Yep.
And it's going to land in a decent spot.
One that's probably hasn't got much attention is it gets a 2 kilo weight swing, always good over 1700. Royal Ace from coming through that Ballet Master last start too.
Yep.
And gets Meech stays on. So yeah, wouldn't be surprised at that popping up at odds at a place even. So yeah.
God, those mountain goats are just delicious.
Succulent.
They're just a tasty little option. Best bet on the card. Mine is race 5, number 9, Twilight Run. My value bet on the card, race 5, number 8, Heir to the Throne. In case anyone buys up that's in the same race, race 9, number 12, Satori.
Race 8, number 4, Cesar. And the value will be Humboldt Current. Race 9, number 13. Any lays?
No, well, maybe your Humboldt versus Satori.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What about him?
Game of golf with cart and then lunch.
I'm not good at golf.
I'll enjoy it even more.
Just a dinner, please. I wouldn't enjoy that price. I might lay myself.
Alright, anywhere I want. And anywhere you want.
Alright. Deal.
Come on, Satori. Alright, Manio Mail, Flemington and Rosehill, both covered. If you're interested, you want to get involved, we've got results, we've got products, we've got everything at themailbag.com.au. Thanks to puntingform.com.au, the world's #1 horse racing database. Anything else?
Scoot and Drew, you owe me a dinner from when Surprise Baby beat... the other thing beat Surprise Baby.
Well, there's been a lot of controversy about that. He's worse than Jonathan Wild.
I can't even remember.
Completely unstippable. See ya.